Hi everyone, I'm gonna show you how to set up your Windows system to use VS Code so you can create your applications using QGIS Python API. So first we download QGIS. It's gonna take some time, so you're gonna already download VS Code. Install VS Code. Pay attention to this location. We are gonna use it later. That's fine, we can close it. Let's install the QGIS. Okay, it's done. Let's open VS Code. We're gonna create a new file. And we are gonna get the API. Okay, this an example. Let's install the extension so we can get Intellisense. Yeah, so you can see after we added the Intellisense, now we can't the Intellisense cannot find the modules even though we have the installed the QGIS. Let's check the select the interpreter that comes from the QGIS. Yeah, it says it's invalid. That's because we don't have some environment variables. If we open a terminal here, so if we check, we don't have some variables. Just before the PMD. So how can we do that? We can close and then we open QGIS from this batch file. Let me show the name extension. So this batch file, when we run this, what it does, it sets the variables that we didn't have before. So now if we open VSCode from here. It's in local app data, program VSCode code. So if we open from here, now Intellisense detected that we have the Python installation, but we still don't have the Intellisense, and that's why, and the reason why is because it's missing one variable, and we are gonna set it. We're gonna close it here, close this one. How to set that variable? In the QGIS folder, etc and ini, what that batch script does is it loads all these files, and also let's take a look, right? So it sets the root values. There is one step before that. It opens this file. This file sets wroot and sets the path. It clears the path from your regular path. Let's open here the normal one. This is my path currently. We have VSCode and some other apps. When we load here and we check the path, it doesn't have the VSCode, it doesn't have these Windows apps, so it clears your path too. Not so what we can do is we can go to the etc ini, and here we can create our own Python script. This we could insert here the variable that we want. It's a Python path, but I don't want to change here in case there is any upgrade later. So I'm gonna create my own batch file, user batch. So in here, I'm gonna set the Python path, and if you notice before, it also removes the VS Code from the path. So I want to set it again here. I installed my VS Code in this location. So if you installed in a different location, you can change it here. So now I save it. I can just run it, and you can see that now I have the Python path here, and my regular path has the VS Code. So what I can do is I can just start code directly from the command code, and it's gonna recognize. And because we set the Python path, the IntelliSense is loading, and now the IntelliSense recognizes here, and now I can use IntelliSense to autocomplete. And also from here, because I have the variables, I can start the debug, and you can see that it loads. If I close VS Code and I open standalone from a shortcut, Now it recognizes the system, the QGIS, but the IntelliSense doesn't work. And if I try to run it, it will fail. Yeah, it doesn't even start the debug. Yeah, so that's why we need to load this first to set the variables. It sets off other variables too. OSGeo sets other variables needed for QGIS, but for us, it's Python variables that we need. There is another thing that I like to change is that I like to create GUI apps in Python. So I use tkinter. The IntelliSense recognizes tkinter, but if I try to run it, it will fail because we don't have the module. The reason for that is because the Python that comes with QGIS doesn't have tkinter DLLs. So what we need to do is download Python and it's good to have the same version, at least the 3.9. You don't need to download the 0.5, but at least the 3.9. Probably if you download the 3.10, it will work, but I recommend you at least stay in the same version. So from here, if we try to download 3.9.14, it's going to say that there are no installers. So we need to download the 3.9.13. 3.9.13. Here, download the installer. Add to path. Install now. Close. If you forgot to add the path, you can run the installation again, modify, next, and add Python to environment variable, then install again, and you have the path again. But I already did that. So let me show you guys. If I run here, the Python, check the Python version. It's the 13, the one that we downloaded. If we run from here, it's the 0.5, the one that comes with QGIS. So if we, let's open from the shortcut, Visual Studio Code from the shortcut. It runs now, but it's actually using the 13 version, even though here it says it's 9.5, but it's not. It's running the 13, and we don't have the IntelliSense for our QGIS. So in order to have Let's show again here. It has the IntelliSense. IntelliSense is loading right now. Yeah, it loaded. And if we run this, it will fail because now we have the 0.5. So in order to add the modules, we have to copy some files. Uh, this is my QGIS and Python. In my case, I installed it in this location. Your location may be different, but go to your Python folder and you need to copy the entire TCL folder here and the DLLs and the compiled module here. And if you want, you can copy the SQL3 if you want. Do something, SQLite. You already have in the QGIS, we didn't have the DLL. So now I don't need to close this, I just run and now I have it. So now I can combine my TK Inter apps with my QG apps. That's it. Thank you.